Hello everybody, it's John Lawson and I'm back in my fitting centre in Boulogne-Billancourt, just outside Paris in France. In today's video I'd like to talk about the new drivers from TaylorMade, the QI10. I've been doing some testing with these for the last couple of weeks and I'd like to share the results with you today. So let's dive in. So 3 new drivers again from TaylorMade, still using their carbon face technology. There's actually more carbon in the sole and in the crown this year. So we have the QI10 Max, the QI10, the standard version, and the QI10 LS for low spin. Before we look at the results, I'd just like to show you some of the specifications I got when I was measuring these clubs. So here's the specifications on these 3 drivers. So starting off with the QI10 Max, that's the heaviest head at 199.7 and the ones I tested. The QI10, the standard one, 195, and the LS just a little bit heavier. All lofts were 10.5 written on the head, but as you can see, when I measured them with gears, they all came out a little less than that. So the QI10 Max came out at 9.5, the standard version 8.9, and the LS came out at 8.8, so a lot less loft there. These were measured in the middle of the face or from the grooves on the face of that TaylorMade head. Swing weights obviously change with the different weights of the heads as well. So D5 with the Max version, down to D3 with the standard version. And I used a TPT Nitro 18 high shaft on all of these heads, exactly the same shaft, which is a 51 gram shaft. Actually, the length came out a little bit shorter on the QI10 Max head just because of the shape of the head. So here are the results from this test with the 3 different drivers. And as you can see, the results are very, very different straight away. So starting off with the Max version, slightly less ball speed, slightly higher and slightly more spin. That's just related to the more loft measured on it and the heavier head. So just swinging it slightly slower with that heavier head. And I think that was also creating a little bit more deflection in the shaft. And that's why I was hitting it slightly lower off the face, and that's causing more spin. So less distance, very little dispersion, slightly to the left, and I think that's more to do with the way the club was sitting. It looked to me it was slightly orientated to the left, slightly hook face, which is going to be definitely useful for some of the people who have slicing trouble. So I think this driver is going to be more orientated to people who have a little bit more trouble getting the ball in the air, and maybe you have tendency to slice. We go on to the standard version, pretty good everywhere, good ball speed, good launch, good spin, distance was good as well. Surprisingly slightly more dispersion, but I think that's more to do with me than anything else, just being human, just one maybe slightly to the right, slightly to the left, and that's creating this more dispersion, but very little dispersion anyway. So good numbers pretty much everywhere. And then we look at the LS version and we got more ball speed, slightly lower launch angle, very low spin and good distance. Now this is the first time I tried this driver with 10.5 degrees written on it. I'd been using a 9 degree head and I could not get the ball off the ground with that. So I mean, obviously seeing as the measured loft was already very low on the 10.5, I can imagine that the 9 degree was even lower. So this is definitely going to be a driver which is going to be more orientated to people who have a lot of speed, don't have any trouble getting the ball in the air, and definitely don't have any trouble with centering the ball. So it's definitely going to be for better players, this driver. So pretty much a driver for everyone in this lineup. So it's going to be, I think, a very good year for TaylorMade in the driver section. So to summarize, there seems to be pretty much something for everybody with these 3 drivers. whether it be a little bit more tolerance with the max version, maybe even a little bit of anti-slice with that version also, or whether it be completely low spin and very low spin with the LS version. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to put them in the comments below, and stay tuned for some more videos. There's going to be lots of videos on the Cobra drivers, the Ping drivers, and Callaway coming soon.